Russia is now demanding that both the United States and NATO sign treaties to withdraw NATO forces stationed in the territory of allies in Central and Eastern Europe and to prohibit Ukraine from ever joining NATO. They want to draw us into a debate about NATO rather than focus on the matter at hand, which is their aggression toward Ukraine. We won't be diverted from that issue because what's happening in Ukraine is not only about Ukraine. It's part of a broader pattern of destabilizing, dangerous, and often illegal behavior by Moscow as it tries to build a sphere of influence that covers the countries that were once under Soviet dominion and to stop them from realizing their democratic aspirations as fully sovereign, independent nations. Let's remember that over the past 2 decades, Russia invaded 2 neighboring countries, Ukraine and Georgia, and maintains troops and munitions in Moldova against the will of the government. It's interfered in elections in many nations, including our own. It's used chemical weapons to try to assassinate opponents of the Russian government, including poisoning Sergei and Yulia Skripal when they were on NATO allied territory in England. It's violated international arms control agreements, pulled back from long-established confidence building and transparency measures, supported violent dictators, enabled crimes against humanity in places like Syria. Moscow's actions have threatened to set a new precedent on European soil whereby basic international principles that are vital to peace and security are up for debate, that the borders and territorial integrity of a state cannot be changed by force, that it is the inherent right of citizens in a democracy to make their country's decisions and determine their country's future, that all members of the international community are bound by common rules and should face costs if they don't live up to the solemn commitments that they make. These principles transcend Ukraine. They transcend Europe. They are the fundamental rules that underpin the international order that together we have sought to build, to sustain, and as necessary adapt. In challenging them, Russia seeks to challenge the international system itself and to unravel our transatlantic alliance, erode our unity, pressure democracies into failure. Diplomacy is the only responsible way to resolve this crisis.